Hello and welcome back to this edition of Daily Actives brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I'm Dustin. We are looking at AMD once again. We can see that AMD from the last time they made a video, which has been quite a while, has actually deteriorated quite a bit. We can see the price is back below $100. Yes, we're up 2.41% today, but we are down 3.1% over 5 days, 9.6% over 15 days, and 1.58% over 1 month. Actually, not that bad, to be honest, but considering we're down at this low level, I know that it's going to only get worse as the month moves on. We look at the 15-day or the 3 month, the 60-day, we are down 15.68%. Things don't look great. We're at the bottom of the range, essentially. We are below the action line, and we're currently, while I do see us as being bullish, I don't believe it. Here's why. If I look at the data, if I honestly look at the way that the chart is set up, we've been getting these blue backgrounds or blue lettering with the white backgrounds. That means it's 3 standard deviations below its 23-day moving average. We're below the 23-day moving average. We're down below the 5-day moving average. We continue to make lower lows and higher lows. I think the level that we're at right now, we expect to hold, but eventually to break. We can see we got an increase in volume today, which was probably good. I'm not sure if it was a catalyst or what, but you do see that we have go short in the short term, intermediate term, and longer term. We were bearish on the trend indicator from the short term and the intermediate term. On the longer term, we are still bullish, but we see generally just short-term bearishness here. So we want to be really conscious of that. We go ahead and see the falling bear. It's been pretty predominant for a while now, since the middle of October. We can see that we're kind of flipping back and forth. We looked at the history of the falling bear, rising bull. It appears right now that AMD has essentially seen no real demand. You don't expect supply to just kind of reveal itself unless there's some sort of catalyst. What you expect there to always be, though, is demand, because demand should just be that steady, that drumbeat behind every single stock if you believe that it's going to go up. But right now, if we look at the 50% level, we're kind of just sitting there. We don't see anything that's really convincing higher or lower on the signals. We've got some bears, we've got some small bears, we've got some 1 month bear triggers. This is a new one that I actually really do enjoy. I think the 1 month bear trigger, I think, is when you get the flip from positive 1 month to negative, and you're getting these go shorts and or the bearish at the same time. Giving that convincing move, in my opinion, where you're starting to see real momentum to the downside. It's flipping multiple indicators after having a considerable counter trend move. Essentially that's what we've seen. We have just come off of a counter trend move. The equivalent, though, is that we were looking at the month. We were looking at from October or September 22nd here, all the way till the top on the 12th. We've essentially come back down. So we'll see what we end up doing. But I do believe that if we look at AMD, to the bearish side is probably what to believe. The chart doesn't look great. If we look at it on the daily, on the weekly here, we can see that it's come down quite a bit from its summer highs, especially around June. We would expect maybe that the level here of these high 90s or low 90s, these would be somewhere considered to be support, but we don't see it yet. But that would definitely be a place that maybe you'd feel comfortable going long a little bit. Kind of contradicting myself now that I'm looking at the chart from a longer term perspective, but that's the difference between looking at it shorter term and longer term. We can see the volume. Volume was convincing today, actually. That's actually quite a good day of volume now that you see it on the graph. Looking back over the past 9 months or so, you do think that obviously you've seen a lot more volume in the middle of the summer, right? You saw it in August specifically. You're looking at it on here. You can see back in June. You can see back in May. Now, when we think about the type of move here, we'd like to see a sustained move higher and higher. So again, maybe that 98 level, maybe that 95 level, maybe just right underneath 100. There's an opportunity there. It could be, or it could be the end of what this move has been. So you want to be conscious. You just want to respect every individual signal. AMD did have good volume. If you look at the volatility, it looks like it's about to completely reset. The volatility has been falling. The correlation is currently rising, which is nice, actually. If the volatility the volatility continues to break out here, and we see the correlation continue to stay high and rise, which it looks like it's going to, that actually would be quite positive for the way that AMD is set up. On the weekly as well, we can see that the volatility has fallen quite a bit. This is down through last Friday. We can see that the correlation is starting to rise. The volatility has not yet risen on the weekly yet either, but it is interesting how it's very similar. You're seeing both of these are positive. The daily has just come positive, which is nice because you want to believe that the weekly has the larger, has the more control over what's happening on the daily. When the daily is setting up and kind of vibing to a certain extent, that's kind of great. You can see here in the daily trade range, we're bouncing right off the bottom at 93. On the weekly, we are very close to the bottom as well, around 91. Again, that 91 level may be someplace we hit a level. It could be where we completely reset and we just fall lower, but it is looking like it is somewhere that I want to pay attention to. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you long? Are you short? Do you like it? Do you love it? Is this even a good review? And before you go, subscribe to the New High newsletter. I send you 25 stocks to your inbox, maybe a little bit less during this downturn, to be honest. Stocks between $5 and $20 that are breaking out, stocks that are breaking out to a 1-year high, stocks breaking out to an all-time high. Honestly, it's just a great way to kind of start getting your trading week started. I'll talk to you soon.